Are you a Bedrock player who wants to join a Java PvP server to play with your Java friends, but you have no clue how Java PvP works on Bedrock? Well, this video will teach you the very basics of Java PvP, and it'll teach you how to combo. Alright, so first thing we're going to set up is the settings. You're going to start by going to your video settings and changing your FOV to around 90 to 95. Turn off view bobbing, camera shake, and especially turn off FOV can be altered by gameplay. These are very simple changes, but this will make sure that your camera stays locked and won't move inside PvP. Alright, so clearly you can't practice a Java mechanic on a Bedrock world. So what you're actually going to do is you're going to go set up this Eterno server by first pressing create, make sure that it's on Java edition, pressing create again, and then you're going to go swap the software from vanilla to paper/bucket, and then select the newest version, which of right now is 1.21.5. Then press install. Don't worry, this isn't installing anything to your computer, it is just setting up a server on a different, like wherever the Eternals people keep their servers. Then you're going to go to plugins and you're going to go search Geyser. This is the mod that lets you join on Bedrock from lets you join a Java server. And you just go press download, take a minute, and then any second now. Alright, once you're done with that, you're going to go to players, ops, and then type inside your username but with a period in front of it, because Geyser makes it so that Bedrock players have the period in front of their name to stop like conflicting names. Now once you're done with this, you're going to go to server and then press start, and then if you press connect up there, it'll give you your server IP and port. Alright, so this next part is different for whatever platform you're playing on, but for console players there will be a video inside the description that'll tell you how to join this server. But what you've just done is if you've just set up a Java server, and to join it you're going to go add your server. I believe that if you're doing it the way inside the video, you just like walk up to an NPC, click it, and then you type inside the information, and then once you do that you press join, and then you'll join your server. Alright, so now that you're inside the server, what you have to do is you're basically going to go make this arena. So start by putting yourself inside creative mode, obviously, and then building a nether portal. And then once you're done with this nether portal, you're going to go do a /fill command that looks something like this, and then you're going to go make this arena that's about 30 by 30 blocks big, and build 2 by 2 walls, and this is what it'll kind of look, well, 2 blocks tall walls, and it'll look something kind of like this. Mine are 3 blocks tall just because I accidentally made it out of obsidian, which mobs spawned on and the mobs are getting in it. But basically what you're going to do after that is you're going to go spawn inside a piglin brute, and then once you're done with that you're going to go do these 3 commands, and those will basically make it so that you and that piglin brute can just like no longer die. And then once you're done with that, you are finally ready to start practicing your PvP. Alright, so first I'm going to talk about the differences between Java and Bedrock PvP. So what you, a Bedrock player, would be used to is basically just spam clicking. In Bedrock, You can click as fast as you want, deal maximum damage, and just, spam people. But in Java, it is much, 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 much different. As you see, if I click, there's like a loading bar underneath it. In Java, you actually have cooldowns. So if I spam click and this loading bar never finishes, I won't do nearly as much damage. In fact, I'll do no damage, but he won't die right now, so I can't really show you that. But basically, I just don't do any damage, and obviously that's a problem. So what you basically have to do is you have to wait for the cooldown to be finished. But in Java, there's actually 3 different attacks that you can do. So you guys might be used to critical hits, which is just jumping then hitting, and then you get the particles, and then that's a crit. But the other attack, which I can only really show you when there's multiple, is just normally clicking. This basically does an area damage, so you can hit multiple guys. But normally this is something that you want to avoid inside a 1v1 because it's just one person. So basically on Java there would be like a animation so you could tell a lot better. But the other attack be a lot easier if I could show you on Java. Maybe I'll include a clip right now. But it's basically a sprint hit, and this does like knockback. So with sprint hits, you can basically do a combo. Why am I lagging so bad? Basically, instead of combo, it's when you get a chain of hits on an enemy and they can't really hit you back. So for this, what you're basically doing is you're just spamming this sprint attack. But there's multiple different types of combos, and I'm going to teach you both of them. Alright, so first I'm going to kind of explain how comboing works. So basically what you're doing is you are repeatedly hitting somebody, and because you're dealing so much knockback to them, they're kind of like floating in the air. And as Technoblade said,
Bam! I've knocked him onto the ledge. This is huge. The reach you can hit people from begins at the player's eyes, so when Dream is a block higher than me, it's much easier for me to hit his feet than for him to hit my head because the base of a right triangle is shorter than the hypotenuse. Stay in school, kids. It makes you better at PvP.
So basically, there's 2 different types of comboing, at least that I know of. The first one is W tapping. So basically what you do in W tapping is you are pressing W, hitting them, and then waiting a little bit, and then holding down W and sprint and hitting them again. So it kind of looks like this. Okay, so as you see, double tapping, it's a little bit harder to keep about 3 block distance from the enemy that you should have. Well, I should have said that. Basically, the max reach that you can have is 3 blocks. So try to stay at around that distance so they can't hit you back. It's a lot harder to keep that distance because it's just kind of hard to control how much forward, like how far forward you're going. But for some people it's a lot easier, at least to start off with. So I would recommend to at least some people to start off with practicing W tapping. So of course on console or on controller it's going to be a little bit different. Instead you're just holding the forward pedal, hitting, letting go, holding it again. But you do have to sprint constantly, because if you don't sprint, you'll get just the normal like swipe attacks, and you don't really want those because as you see, he's not moving at all. So next, what you're gonna learn and what I believe is better is S tapping. So what S tapping is it's just double W tapping. Oh my god. But after you press W, you press S and move backwards. This helps you keep your distance, so it's easier for some people. And also, if you do it correctly, your enemy will just completely not be able to hit you at all. So it kind of looks like this. So same thing with W tapping. It's going to be a little bit different on controller, but all you're doing is just moving forward while sprinting, hitting them, moving backwards a little bit, and then going back forwards. So for both of these, the timing is going to be relatively difficult, but not impossible. So obviously, just practice this constantly, and then you should be good. And by good, I mean you'll learn to combo. Alright, so hopefully, eventually you'll actually learn how to combo. And once you do that, fighting against that Piglin Brute isn't going to be good enough. So there's two things that you could do. One, which I guess is an option, is you could go give the Piglin Brute the speed effect, and that'll help you train your aim a little bit more and also prepare for, it's just harder to beat. But what I would recommend for more players is to go join a public server and basically fight players on that. So for Bedrock, the only server that I know at least is lifesteal.net. All the other information's right there. You just join this and then you slash warp duels, or if you want you could go fight people here, but they have lifesteal duels here where you can go practice inside a variety of kits. But we were just playing a sword, but they also have, I think that's mace, probably dime, lifesteal. That's probably a lifesteal kit. Netherite PvP, no clue what that is, and then cart PvP. And you can go practice against real players on this. Sadly, this server is not very active, as you can see. And also, the port is probably going to change eventually because it's just temporarily on lifesteal. I don't know where it says that, I just remembered reading that. Now that I've given you everything needed to learn Java PvP on Bedrock, all I would like for you to do in return is to join my Anarchy server called the Florix SMP that is releasing this summer, where you can raid bases with your friends and kill the other players. If you would like to join, the Discord link is inside the description. But with that, bye.